Welcome to the third module of international trade. It is economic growth and international trade. Here we will discuss the effect of economic growth, the effect of factor growth on international trade, on welfare of the nation. Today we have growth of factors of production and its impact on economic growth. Before discussing the effect of growth on trade, here we first discuss the impact of factor growth on production or on economic growth. As we all know, a nation's production capacity depends on its labor force, its capital resources, its natural resources. The growth of labor force will increase normally with the increase in population. So here capital utilization will also increase with the increase in labor force. So labor force, growth of labor force is also relevant for capital growth. So then the nation's ability to produce, nation's capacity to produce will increase. No, surely the economic growth will be the result of factor growth. It is assumed normally the factors are considered homogeneous, but factors may not be homogeneous. It is the main critic of the traditional trade theory is that the factors are not homogeneous. Factors are in fact heterogeneous, and each factor contains unique productivity, unique skill. So the factors are not in fact homogeneous as argued by the traditional trade theory, but here we assume that factors are homogeneous. Laborers are identical in both nations, capital is identical in both nations. There are possibilities for the nation to enhance the production capacity, to increase the production possibility whenever the growth of factors is happening. So growth of factors, growth of labor force and growth of capital stock will increase the production capacity of the nation. It is reflected by the rightward shift of the production possibility frontier of the nation. Let me briefly explain how does the growth of factors, growth of labor and growth of capital will push the economy forward, will increase the production capacity, and this is explained with the help of production possibility frontier. And in this diagram you can see there are two panels, a left panel and right panel, and along the horizontal axis of both panels commodity X is measured, and along the y axis of both panels commodity Y is measured. Commodity X is supposed to be labor intensive commodity. Commodity Y is supposed to be capital intensive commodity. First have a look at the left panel where you can see before the factor growth happening, the production possibility frontier of the nation is 70 to 140. That means the 70 is the units of commodity Y that a nation can produce, and 140 is the maximum possible quantity of the commodity X that a nation can produce. So the 70 is a possibility if the nation is completely specializing on commodity Y, the nation can produce 70 units. At the same time, if the nation is focusing completely on commodity X, that nation can produce 140 units of commodity X. So in between there are so many possibilities. So inside the production possibility frontier the nation is capable of producing. So when the point of production is below the production possibility frontier, the nation there are underutilized capacity for the nation to produce commodities. If the production point is on the production possibility frontier, that means the nation is producing at full capacity, and all the points beyond the production possibility frontier is beyond the capacity of the nation, that cannot be produced by the nation. So 70 to 140 is the initial production possibility frontier of the nation before the growth of factors happen. Suppose both factors increased proportionately, that means both labor and labor force and capital stock increased, doubled proportionately. That means the production capacity of the nation will increase from 70 to 140 to 140 to 280. That means the commodity Y as a capital intensive commodity can be increased from 70 to 140. If the nation is completely focusing on commodity Y, the nation can produce 140. At the same time, if the nation is completely specializing on commodity X, after the factor growth, then the nation can produce 280 units of commodity X, that is labor intensive commodity, then 140 to 280. This is the doubling of economic growth. If the technical progress is neutral technical progress, that means both capital and both labor increased proportionately, doubled proportionately. That means production capacity maximized, production capacity also equally doubled to 140 to 280 range. This is the case of growth of both labor and capital on economic growth. At the same time, there are possibilities for the nation to experience either capital growth or labor growth. Suppose we have only labor growth and we don't have the capital growth. Suppose imagine we don't have the capital growth, we have the capital but that is not growing, and we have been experiencing labor growth. So look at the second panel of the diagram, where you can see commodity X measured along horizontal axis, commodity Y measured along a vertical axis. And initially, before economic growth happened, 70 to 140 is the initial production possibility frontier range. So if the nation focus on commodity Y, 70 is the maximum possible amount of commodity that can be produced using the available resources. 140 is the maximum possible amount of commodity X if the nation focus completely on X, that is 140. This is the case before before factor growth happen. Suppose labor force has increased. Suppose labor force has multiplied, doubled without any increase in capital stock. So what will happen? Economic growth will happen surely, as increase in population leads to increase in national output, as production will increase, especially the production of labor intensive commodity will be maximized. That means 80 to 275 is the new production possibility frontier. 80 is the maximum possible amount of commodity Y, that remind you, that is capital intensive commodity. 70 became 80 only, as capital progress, as technical progress is in favor of labor only. This is here the nation experiences labor growth only without any increase in capital. But 70 became 80. This is due to even though the commodity is capital intensive, labor is also used for the production. For operating capital, labor is much required. So with the increase in labor, a small portion of that growth was reflected in commodity Y, that is 80. But when the nation focus completely on commodity X, 140 will become 275, that is below 280. This is because commodity, even though the commodity X is labor intensive, it is also produced by capital also. Capital is also used for the production of both commodity, but the volume of capital, the proportion of capital to labor is lower in X and it is higher in Y. So 140 become 275, then 80 275 is a new production possibility frontier after the growth of labor only without any change in capital. Uh, Similar is the case for the growth of capital only without any change in labor. Look at the dotted production possibility frontier, that is 130, 150. 150 is the amount of, you can see 150 on horizontal axis. 150 is the maximum possible volume of commodity X, that is labor intensive commodity, that a nation can produce if the nation is completely focusing on commodity X with the doubling of capital and no change in labor. So 140 units became 150. At the same time, 70 units of commodity Y became 130. The production capacity maximized to 130. 130 units of Y can be produced. That is a labor, that is a capital intensive commodity. Since the capital progress, since the growth of capital, growth of factor is happening only for capital, the production of capital intensive commodity will maximize from 70, that is the case before the factor growth, to 130. 130 is the production possibility, and in between 130 to 150 any point of production may happen. So inside the production possibility frontier, then it is possible for the nation. Beyond the production possibility frontier, it is beyond the capacity of the nation. That means, let me conclude the presentation. The growth of factors will surely lead to growth of economy. Economic output will increase, production capacity will be increased. When the growth of factors is happening for both factors in equal proportion, the production possibility will be doubled in equal proportion, will be increased in equal proportion. If at the same time, if the growth of factor is happening for either factor, any one factor, the commodity which is produced by the intensive factor will be maximized. That means if the factor growth is in favor of labor, then labor intensive commodity will be maximized. If the factor growth is in favor of capital, capital intensive commodity production will be maximized. Thank you.